Okay. I just finished day one of the SelfMade seminar. If I can learn to speak English. And as you can see, I splurged for the backstage pass, and it was an amazing first day. If I can get my hand out of the camera, jeez. No, it was amazing. The first day was very educational and very kind of, it was more motivational. There's about 20% education in certain things, but it was about about 80% emotional, I want to say. Especially the last event we did, which was only a backstage pass one, where and I forgot to say that if you don't know, the Self-Made seminar is being run by Chris and Grant. Grant from The King of Random and Chris from Limitless TV. And they are amazing guys. They don't change from when they're behind the camera. They're the exact same people in real life. And they're just amazing people in person, and just as they are on their videos. But back to the last event of the day, last thing was the Self-Made, was run by Chris, and we basically, he gave us a task. He made out of just kind of like a limbo bar out of PVC pipe, and it was set at 5 feet. But the task wasn't to go under it. The task was to go over it. And we had 31 people there, and we had to get everyone over. We had tall, we had short, we had old, we had young, we had skinny, and we had big. And we had to get everyone over. And we had to do it in 25 minutes. Because he gave, it's kind of hard to describe the emotion that was in the room. Because it was very emotional with the story he gave. It wasn't just simple, hey, do this. He gave the story of, we were in East Berlin. And there was a section of wall that hadn't been changed. Because when it was first built, it was just barbed wire and only 5 feet tall. But then it was later changed to being 12 feet. Well, we were in we were given the scenario of we were in a section of the 12-foot wall, and a section of the wall that was still only the 5 feet. But that was going to change tomorrow. And we got intelligence that there was going to be a 25-minute window where no guards were watching it. And just before he had said all that, he had said that we were going to, he had two ways that we could do this. He can make it hard or extremely difficultly hard, which one of the other guys there then said hell mode. And so then that's what it became referred to for the rest of the time. And we all agreed, if we're going to be doing this, if we're going to be doing something that's supposed to change our motivations, our ability to overcome obstacles and difficulties, we got to go all the way in something that's going to benefit us the most. And so we went with hell mode. And I don't know if that was a shorter time frame or what he then told us of that they also received intelligence that they were going to release the dogs. And they had good hearing. So we could not speak for the entirety of that 25 minutes. And anytime that the bar was hit and fell, 10 of us had to go back over to the other side as a penalty. And the bar fell 4 times. And it was hard. But it's so hard. I've never been good at describing emotion. But it was so... And I didn't think we'd be able to do it, because at the start of it, I was like, how are we going to get the last person over? But then, like 2 minutes into it, after we could no longer talk, I came to, like, wait, let alone the last person, how are we going to get the, like, last 2 or 3 people over? Especially since at the time our kind of plan was to have the kids be last, because we could just pick them up and drag them over. But then... none of us really fully gave in. We kept trying. We kept doing. I don't think I can recall very many instances in my life where I've been so motivated to, especially with something of a time restraint such as that, and where there were setbacks. Because I've had it where I've played sport games and I've been motivated for a while, but then I would lose hope after a while if we were having difficulties. But this, I didn't. I think it was mostly because of the scenario he gave us of, if we didn't do it within the time frame, we were going to die. We would have been shot by the guards, as is what happened back then in the times of the Berlin Wall. So, and it wasn't just like, hey, if some of us get over, it's good for them, but screw the rest. It was, no, all of us or none of us. And the thing is, the first time the bar fell, there was only 2 people on the other side. So, and I was still on the, shall we say, the bad side. So those 2 people just came back over and we started. But the other 3 times that it fell, I was on the other side by that point. And I don't even understand the emotion that was there behind my decision, but every single time I didn't really hesitate. I was just like, no, you're going back over that side. You're going back over to the other side. You are. It wasn't any real strategic way, because my strength could benefit on either side. It was just, you're going back over. You are sacrificing yourself for it. You were taking the hit for the team. I don't know why. It just was. And when we finally completed it, and amazingly enough we did, we finally figured out how. And I'll go into a quick detail of it. We finally figured out it's best not to have the kids be last. We brought them over like 4th or 5th to last. And we took and we had a guy stand over who was decently athletic. And we all just, one guy reached over and had his hands on his shoulders. And everyone else just grabbed onto his arms, and he was going to jump, and we were going to pull him as hard and as fast as we could over, so that by the time any momentum he had from his jump started to cancel out, his feet would be on the other side and he wouldn't hit the bar. And we did that in one try. It was the first time we tried doing that. But we succeeded. And all of us, going into it, when the idea was first proposed, we were like, how are we going to do this? But still, the motivation, all of us were motivated, like, we got to do this. There is no if, ands, or buts. It was no longer just a simple task. It was no longer just a simple scenario, a game to go through. It was... It truly became... It was like, there is no, we got to do this. We need. It was no longer even we need to do this, let alone I want to do this. I want to succeed. I want to win this. It was, we have to do this. We must do this. There is no if, ands, or buts. This is a must. If we don't do this, it is the end of everything. We die. And not because, for whatever reason, in that moment, the scenario became real in our heads. We had to. We had to get everybody onto the other side, or we were all dead. But we succeeded. And when we finally succeeded, we asked him the time. And he said we completed it in... And we had a time frame of 25 minutes, remember. He said we did it in 25 minutes and 16 seconds. And we were kind of disappointed, but for the most part, we didn't care. One, because they didn't stop us. But two, really, because we still did it. We still got everybody over to the other side. And it's not like it took us like an hour or 45 minutes. It had only just taken us 16 seconds. 16 measly seconds longer. And he realized, and I guess even Chris realized how much we had into this, how much we truly believed, and how much we need to do this, and how much effort we were putting in, and everything, that he didn't stop us and just made it so. And the guards were 17 seconds late. Because on the plus side, that 1 second is sometimes all it takes for a win or fail. And afterwards, I don't think a single person in that room remained unchanged. An experience like that, where we put everything into it we could. Because it wasn't just simply about strength. It was about the will to continue when you fail. When the times the bar fell, to not give up, not even just hope. It wasn't about the hope that we win. I hope that we win. No, it wasn't. It's like, we will win. We just need to continue going until we do. And that's what we did. And it's changed me in a lot of ways. The only slight worry I has is that come tomorrow morning, I can hold on to this feeling because I want to hold on to this feeling. I have to hold on to this feeling. I must hold on to this feeling. If anything is going to change, I have to hold on to this feeling. I must hold on to this feeling. And also just, it was true. It's through experiences like that where strangers and acquaintances become friends, and where friends become family. That's the kind of event it was. That's the kind of experience that all 31 people in that room shared. All 31 of us shared in something. It's one thing if you have that kind of feeling by yourself. It's another if it's shared by 2 or 3. But it's an entirely different thing when it's shared by 31 people. I kind of just wish that there was even more people to share along with it, because then for an entire group like that to be moved, it is a truly... I can't think of any words but describe it, but a magical experience. And it was great. And I'll remember it for the rest of my life. And I'll stay in contact with the people I've met here and the people I'd like to consider my friends now for the rest of my life. And this is only day one. Still got 2 more days of this. And I cannot wait. Well, so all I can say is we'll see what happens. See you again tomorrow.